Good morning, YouTube. Welcome in. Today we got a beautiful build for you today. We're building in the H7 Flow RGB. I think it's the first time we've done here on the channel. Beautiful case. It comes factory with those three beautiful, I think they call them the F140 fans. They are ARGB fans coming in from NZXT. They're 140 millimeter, and they're addressing the front of the case. We're putting this all together. We've got the Z790 Edge Wi-Fi board coming from MSI, and MSI RTX 4090, and on top of that, we're doing Strimmer cables. Yes, we have the 12-volt high-power Strimmer cable from Lian, as well as the 24-pin main motherboard. Let us know what you think down below in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button so people see us over here on YouTube and help with the algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. If you want to catch us live, come over to Twitch any Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. We build them live and hope to see you soon. So that being said, let's get over to the build station. Let's get started. We've all the parts down here off the top. Plenty of goodies today. Let's go top down. We can start on this beautiful motherboard today. All right, Z790 Edge today, chats. Killer board from MSI. All right, guys, get the CPU down on the socket. Let's take a look at the socket, make sure everything looks good on this beautiful Edge board, which it does. 13900K dropping down and in. Down and in we go on this beautiful 13900K. Next is gonna be our NVMe drive, which is great. This board has a brand new built-in removing, it's just a little lever. Once you get right at it.
Let's get ready to build.
All right, now we go with the KC3000. All right, next to me are standoffs for LS720 from Deepcool. Here we go with the standoffs for the socket for LGA's socket 1700. There we go. Sockets are in place. I'm sorry, the standoffs are in place for the CPU. Next, we're going to work on GeForce Delta 6800 CL34. There we go. 68 CL34 down in the socket, looking beautiful. Also here on the motherboard, Z790 Edge coming in from MSI. Beautiful board. We have a 2 terabyte KC3000 drive underneath our main NVMe slot right here, and chipset, or the NVMe slot 1. 6800 CL34 RAM going here. It's 32 gigs of DDR5 on this Edge board, with the 1300K being the front main component driving this system. And then on top of that, we have the standoffs for the LS720 coming in from Deepcool. We're gonna slide this aside and get this beautiful H7 Flow RGB case out. Let's go. What do we think about this beautiful case? Crazy, won't take the front part off today because the front part's already done, and there we have those beautiful 140 millimeter fans you can see right here through the front of the shroud. It's a great case. It's a very clean case. NZXT's been making really, really great stuff lately. Shout out to them for that. We're gonna get the motherboard down and in, so we're gonna go top down. This beautiful MSI motherboard in this NZXT case. Push-pull makes sense for an AIO if necessary. It depends on 13600K. No, it's not necessary. Can you do it? Yes. 2 terabyte Western Digital black drive. We're gonna put this down in. Get this all secured really quick. All right, 2 terabyte drive is in. There we go. Yeah, some people still want a hard disk drive for like mass storage or just like, you know, I mean, it's not. It makes sense for like writing like streams too. Like if you're gonna write like you're gonna be like do like a record a stream, putting on like a large format drive like that's fine. If you're not doing like any cloud drive or network based drive and you're on a budget, like these 2 terabyte hard drives are all like $60 now. You know what I mean? So they're not too bad at all. So if we're the customer standpoint, if they're using to record stuff or content, they work great. All right, guys, motherboard's all in. If you're considering a white build, you want a really nice white board, this Edge board looks fantastic in this case. All right, let's get our front panel connections and we're working on our RGB, our fan headers, all the other goodies. All right, here we go. First is gonna be our USB 3.0 header, up and in. There we go. Next is gonna be the Type-C. All right, this is the front harness that comes with all the RGB. So it goes to a 3-to-1 on the RGB. Proprietary connection, which actually clips in, which is great. So you're not getting any kind of disconnects. It clips right into its own proprietary harness. And they got a 3-to-1 for the fan header, which is PWM, which is nice to see. So we're gonna work on that next. Front panel switch connections are in. RGB will be next, as well as our front panel audio. Let's get our power supply out. 1200 watt power supply today, chat. GF3 coming in today from ThermalTake. This is a 1200 watt ATX 3.0 PCIe 5 ready power supply. And there it is. Get the cables that we'll need for today. We'll need a SATA, both to power our hard drive as well as our cooler. 24-pin main motherboard is going to do our RGB extension cable, our CPU 1, our 12-volt high power, and our CPU 2. All our connections are ready to go on our power supply. I'm going to put that in next and work on our cables. There we go. All our cables in the power supply. All right, get these CPU power cables up and in. 1 and 2. All right, there we go. Up and in we go with the front panel audio. Let's get that in. We're working on just getting these cables cleaned up in the back. Because we have an awesome team here. We all kind of do multiple hats. Dom takes care of, like, when Dom comes in on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, he takes care of all the cardboard overhaul that we have. Because we always have a lot of the cardboard. Then he works on making sure the shop's clean, and then he does a lot of our entry-level builds. So entry-level builds, kind of like stock air coolers, 240 IOs, Nothing super crazy, it also like still does good quality work. And this cable manager is actually killer for what it does too. All right, so we have to run our Strimmer cables for the motherboard. We'll do that next. 24-pin main motherboard extension. This is a lot of cables, chat, because we have a lot of RGB cables. I'm trying to keep everything kind of dialed right now. So next we're gonna work on the commander for the Lian. We have to run the RGB header. We have to run the USB, I believe. Yep, USB. So we have to run all this right now. So we're working on this next. This is gonna power both the RGB 12 volt high power as well as the Strimmer cable, which you saw there, which we wrapped around the pole right here. Give a nice little, big old, beautiful look. Alrighty, what do we have next? Cooler? Coach, he's spitting the cooler. LS720 today. This thing's gonna be a monster too. If you're playing Tarkov on this, sheesh. These specs are like kind of what we have in HyperAts and Just Exams PC. They get some frames, man. They get some frames. All right, I'll show you all the cable management on the back that you guys want to see. Oh, we're working on already. Looking swell back there. Next, we have to work on the cooler. So I'll give you the rear cable manager view as I get ready to mount the cooler. We're working on, Chief, I don't know if you know, but we're working on a die sub. So we do custom keycaps and everything soon. So I'll have to keep you in the loop on that. We have a UV flatbread printer, but we're working on sublimation stuff now too. So we're doing that the cases. We want to be able to do it also. We want to be able to do the UV printing on, like, say, like, we'll be able to print up to, I think, like 2.5 to 3 inches deep. So we can actually maybe start printing just even some of the bases, the keyboards, for the keybs. So I think about doing a design sublimating and then also wrapping it all the way to the edge on the keyboard. That'll be pretty neat. All right, let's get this pump mounted, chat. You're good. These cables situated here. Last 2 screws on, and we'll tighten it all down. There we go. Nice and secure the pump. There we go, chat. The cooler looking good. Once we get this in, we are on to a couple of the cables. We're gonna run the box for the Strimmers. All right, so we have to do the GPO now, chat. Get this GPU out because we've got to see the way the connector is going to go on this card. 4090 Gaming X Trio coming out today. Monstrosity of a card from MSI. There it is. You can, yeah. We're going to send one. We're going to send a link for customer to pick one out that we recommend to give them more support. But like using the factory ones on these are kind of like, no offense to MSI, they're kind of ugly. So yeah, we send recommendations over to the customers to pick up for a couple bucks that look better. And we go with the GPU. Then we're gonna work on the cable right after that. 4090. So let's snap this on in. Little thunk action. There's a nice little thunk there. Almost done here. Just running the last of these cables for the Strimmers. And then we're ready to boot it up here in just a few minutes. Holy moly, we're making good time today. Holy cable management too. There's a lot of cables in here, and man, it looks clean. There it is, chat. Oh, it's heavy too. Sheesh. We built that in an hour and 10 minutes. Holy moly, chat. Crazy. Why no white GPU? Because we didn't want to spend $2,300 on a Strix card. All right, let's get the back panel on and let's get ready to light it up, chat.
Guys, thanks for coming in and liking another video here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button, help us with the algorithm. Make sure people find us and see all the beautiful PCs we build. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button as well. Remember, we build these systems live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/stints. Come over, hang out, chat it up with us, watch us build beautiful PCs for everybody in the community. And remember, let's go.